As parents, we strive to protect our children from all of the dangers in this big world. But there are many times we just can't be there. When they're walking home from school or at the playground, even when they're out in the yard playing with friends. Things have moved way beyond never take candy from a stranger. Helping our kids to learn how to protect themselves from danger when we can't be there is an important part of being a loving parent. We've seen the establishment of the Amber Alert system over the last few years. Amber stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response. This national alert system has been put in place to decrease the response time from abduction to recovery. But let's take a look today at what we, as parents and kids, can do to greatly reduce their risk. Did you receive a notice from your school this year asking you to clearly mark your child's belongings with their name? The point, of course, is to eliminate confusion over whose jacket, notebooks, and book bags might be whose. This seems harmless until you realize that it's every predator's intent to convince the child that they aren't a stranger. If they can spot your child's name on their belongings, they might just use it to gain their trust. Instead, choose a special design or symbol that is unique to your child and label all of their belongings with that identifier. A special secret code that only the two of you know should also be established between you and your child. If you unexpectedly need to have someone pick your child up from school or daycare, supply them with the code word or phrase to pass along to your child. Teach your kids to always ask for the code word before agreeing to go along with someone. If that person doesn't know the code word, have them tell someone in authority immediately. Police are people of authority that every child can trust, right? Kids are taught from an early age to respect the authority of the law. Predators will often don a uniform resembling a policeman to gain the trust of a child. If someone approaches them wearing a uniform, kids should ask a principal or teacher to identify their authenticity. A real policeman won't mind waiting to be approved by school officials before completing their task. And what if that unknown person is in a car? Children should never approach a car whether the occupant is in a uniform or not. Teach them to stay at least 6 feet away from a car when a stranger stops to ask them a question, and show them how far 6 feet is. Typical ploys to lure children close to a car include looking for a lost dog that the occupant wants to show them a picture of, or asking for directions. Have your child tell the person in the car that they'll go ask their parents to assist them and then get away from the car. Tell them to turn and run in the opposite direction so that the car will have to either back up or turn around to follow them. If someone in a car that they don't know is harassing them in any way, have them run as fast as they can to the nearest store or house and tell someone who is in charge to call 911. Who do you call and what can you do if you think your child has been abducted? The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children gives us an outline of helpful information. Most importantly, stay calm. If your child is missing from your home, search the house and any surrounding property such as the yard or outbuildings, checking closets, piles of laundry, in and under beds, inside large appliances, and inside vehicles, including trunks, wherever a child may crawl or hide. Check with nearby neighbors to see if your kids might be visiting without your permission or if they've seen them. If you still can't locate your child, call local law enforcement immediately. Should you lose your child in a store, notify the store manager as soon as you realize they're missing. Stores often have procedures in place to activate staff to help you locate your child. They will also help you contact your local law enforcement agency to help with perimeter searches. Your local law enforcement agency stands ready to immediately provide assistance in these situations. Don't hesitate to call. They'd much rather find that you were mistaken and your child is safe and sound than lose the precious moments that might make a difference in your child's abductor being found. When you call, they will require the following information about your child's name, their date of birth, height and weight of your child, any unique identifiers such as eyeglasses or braces, when you first noticed that your child was missing, and what they were wearing at the time of their disappearance. Ask whoever is working the case to have your child immediately entered into the National Crime Information Center missing person file. Your pediatrician or other healthcare provider can provide you with more helpful information for protecting your child from stranger danger. As parents, we can't be there every minute to protect our children, but with some careful guidance for them and our own knowledge of what to do in the case of emergency, we can create a safe environment for our children to live and play.